Hi boys and girls, I want to quickly go over our science vocabulary for this week, and then also we're going to go over your Stemscopedia, which is going to be an activity you're going to complete independently, but I wanted to go over some of the terms and ideas together, okay? So our first vocabulary word is force. Force means a push or pull that causes an object to move, stop, or change direction. Gravity is a force that pulls us and keeps us on the ground, okay? Anytime you're using force, you're either pushing or pulling to stop, move, or change the direction of something. Motion. Motion is how an object moves from one place to another. So whenever you are walking, you're utilizing motion. If you're pulling something, you're utilizing motion. Position is where an object is located. So when you change something's position, you usually use motion, right, to move its position from one place to another. Pull is a force that causes something to move closer. Push is a force that causes something to move away. Now, I want to go over our Stemscopedia together. And this is going to be an activity you're going to do independently in a little bit, but I want to kind of go over some of these ideas, and I want you to think logically about them. So first of all, how can you move an object? How can you move this toy? A force such as push or pull is needed to move an object. So you could either push this truck or you could pull the truck. I wonder which one would be easier to do if this was a real truck. Like if your car were broken down, I wonder what would be easier, to push the car or to pull the car. Think about that. So pushing or pulling can change the motion in several ways. It can either speed it up, it can slow it down, or it can change directions. All right, so when you're pulling a wagon, you're moving it in different directions. You can kind of waggle it around, right, as you're pulling it. When you're pushing a sled, typically you're pushing it downhill and gravity takes over and pulls it down at a faster speed. Pushes and pulls can have different strengths and directions. When you play tug of war, the other person is pulling in an opposite direction, right? You're both pulling and you're trying to change the other person's position. The bigger push makes things speed up more. A soft push would make a marble roll slowly, and a big push would make this marble roll quickly. So depending on the speed or the force behind that push determines the motion. A bigger pull makes things slow down more quickly. So if you notice, this woman is pulling on the dog's leash, and the dog slowed down. How can you change motion or direction? You can use different amounts of strength to push or pull an object to change its motion or direction. The force applied to an object, the more force, applied to an object, the greater the change in motion. So pushing this toy car doesn't take much strength, right, because it's not very heavy. So you don't have to push it very hard with much force to get it to go quickly. A real car, however, is super heavy and requires a lot more force. And if you notice, they're actually pushing it. They're not pulling that, are they? But I wonder, like with a tool, like a tow truck, if that would make things any different, how those tools might be utilized differently. So what can stop motion? What do you think would make a car stop? What about a baseball player sliding into home? What forces slow down both of these things? That is called friction. Friction slows things down. All right? So friction is a force that slows motion and releases heat when objects rub together. When you rub your hands together really quickly and it starts to heat up, that's friction. If you rub your feet on a carpet and it starts to kind of burn, that's friction. Friction makes it difficult for an object to move across a surface. Friction happens when surfaces move against each other. The friction also releases heat. When you rub your hands together, just like I said, you'll feel that warmth being created by friction. If you've seen a car chase, you know how there's the tires will peel out and you'll see that steam coming up? It's because a lot of friction happens when the tires rub so hard on the road and motion energy is transferred or changed into heat. So the more friction, the more heat is released. Does the force of friction stay the same? So the amount of friction depends on the surface type. So when you're sliding on a shiny kitchen floor, you have less friction. But when you're sliding on carpet, there's a lot more friction being created. So friction depends on the force pressing the surfaces together. Heavier objects are harder to move than lighter objects. Have you ever tried to pull something across carpet? Connor does this all the time, and he gets really frustrated because his wheels don't have as much friction on the carpet as they do on the wood floor. So he gets really frustrated doing that. You also can think about the heavy objects. So thinking about which is easier to pull, a wagon full of bricks or an empty wagon. All right? We need friction in our lives. If we didn't have friction, we would be slipping and sliding and falling all over the place. We couldn't drive without friction. Our tires grip the road, and that's what keeps us going in our motion going in the correct direction. Pencil lead needs to rub the paper in order to leave marks. When you're walking, you need friction. Think about your shoes when you have slippery shoes and how hard it is to walk as opposed to whenever you have on tennis shoes that have the rubber grip. So what you're going to do now in STEMscopes when you log in, you're going to label these games as either pushing or pulling. So when you're hitting with the bat, are you pushing or pulling? When you're playing tug of war, are you pushing or pulling? And when you're playing tennis, is that a pushing motion or a pulling motion? You're going to type in here and tell me what those are. Then you're going to complete a yes or no statement. You're going to read about these sports scenes. Gymnasts use chalk on their hands when they are swinging on the bars so they do not lose their grip. So you're going to collect yes if that's true or no if it's false, okay? And you're going to use these pictures for all three of these. There's one about the swimmers, a question about the football players, and then a question about the Winter Olympics, all right? Later this week, you're going to have an activity where you're going to create a drawing of different examples of pushing and pulling. So start thinking about where in our lives do we see these different examples, okay? Thank you very much. And now I'd like for you to log in to Stemscopedia and complete these activities independently. Thank you so much, friends.